And whimpering. Doesn't she know me better after all these years? She's both smart and well-read, the Mrs., but sometimes she's just so slow to get what I mean. Maybe it's because of my nature. I'm a one-man dog, and I've never tried to hide it. On the contrary, Mrs. Thorkildsen has fed and bathed me, groomed and walked me ever since the day the Major picked me up. No, even before that. But I am and will always be the Major's dog until the day he dies. It occurs to me that I haven't given a second thought to the question of what happens to Mrs. Thorkildsen and me when the day of death has passed and I'm a widower dog. Cross that bridge when you come to it. That's a good rule. Set meal times, however. That's a dumb rule. Mrs. Thorkildsen softly mumbles to her husband as she moistens his mouth with a little sponge, speaks in low tones with her mild, sing-songy voice, the one that contrasted with the Major's gruff words so well as they sat at home in the dark, each with their own dragon water, and hummed songs to which they'd forgotten the words, and then talked about all the weird things they'd done together, about treacherous great-aunts and Nubian kings, about the war there was and the war to come. Sometimes they talked about things they should have done, and then there were many things done and undone that they never talked about. When she's done dabbing, Mrs. Thorkildsen stands still, gazing at her husband, who looks to be sleeping peacefully, but on the inside is fighting with all his last strength to die. It's not as easy as it once was. Something must have sparked a decision in Mrs. Thorkildsen's little white head. With a clumsy, heaving effort, she climbs onto the Major's giant metal bed. She almost has to squeeze herself in between the bed frame and his still giant body, and then she falls to rest on his arm, just like I usually do. The room grows quiet again, and I don't know what to do with myself. The bed is a little too high. I can't get up there without Mrs. Thorkildsen's help, and seeing as she has already struggled her way onto the bed, I suppose I can't really hope that she'll climb back off to lift me up and then finagle herself back into position. I remain standing on the floor and weigh my options. Option A, whining, is out of the question due to my aforementioned ejection phobia. Option B, restless pacing back and forth across the floor. It can't hurt. Then again, it probably won't help either. Option C, sit stiffly at attention, like one of those sweet spaniels grieving at the grave of their long-since deceased owner. Fido sat by the gravestone for 9 years. So? Couldn't Fido have shot himself instead and joined Dad in the great beyond? But then there was that damned opposable thumbs problem. Someone needs to build a handgun for dogs. There's a market there. Mrs. Thorkildsen must know that the Major is leaving us tonight, too. But she talks to him as if this is just another day on his journey back home. When he gets there, they'll sit together with a nice glass and watch day glide into night. Light a few candles, play a little Haydn, build a fire in the fireplace, talk softly and tenderly. That'll be nice. Mrs. Thorkildsen can say whatever she wants, but I'm afraid it's too late. That part of the body she's pressing herself against tonight is about to shut off. The Major's in there somewhere, a mechanic systematically strolling around, flipping off one switch after the other, closing pipes and turning off lights. The little mechanic smells like liquor and wretchedness, and that's exactly how he wants to smell. I hope I don't have to tell you that I love you. Mrs. Thorkildsen's words are so obvious that they almost cover the shock that she's uttering them at all. I've never heard Mrs. Thorkildsen say anything of the sort. The Major lets out 3 loud sobs. He's here, and although Mrs. Thorkildsen can't hear it, I can hear him calling me. Only the mothers of wolves know where I'm summoning my strength from, but with a giant leap, I'm back on the bed. I slink in between the wall and the Major and find my spot, with my nose nudged into his hand, which, through sickness and death, still smells of ocean and phosphorus. I'm not afraid any more. He stopped